Welcome to Fast Fast Fuck, where we talk very fast. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Back again.
AT's back. Tell your friends.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Hey guys, so I am back. I know I've been gone for a long time. You know, I was busy with school, I was busy with work, but don't worry, I'm back. I'm gonna be posting more regularly, so stay tuned for that. Now, for today's topic, I want to cover the MCU, and in particular, Endgame. Now, before you stop the video, if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't worry, I'm not going to be talking about the specifics in the movie until later on in this video. And when I do, just because I'm a very nice guy, I'm going to give you a spoiler warning, so you can turn it off at that time. However, my first question is, if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing? Like, how have you not seen this movie yet? This movie was amazing. You know, this was like my entire childhood coming through on the screen. I grew up with these movies. It was like a 10, 11 year journey that we all went on. So this was just a culmination of everything that happened, you know, up till this point. And it was just amazing. Now the reason I'm making this video is because recently I saw an article online where someone said that the movie was really good, but it didn't appeal to the casual audience, which kind of didn't make sense to me. They said that was the reason why it was kind of bad. And it was really confusing because saying that the movie's bad because it didn't appeal to the regular audience is like kind of trying to take a shit without eating anything. It just doesn't make any sense. Or like skipping to the end of a book and then being like, what is this? The book is stupid, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you haven't seen any of the movies and Endgame is the first introduction that you have to the MCU, you're clearly doing something wrong. On a side note, when I go to see these movies, I want to make sure that I'm going with someone who's already seen all the other movies that have led up to this moment. I don't want to go with anybody who's a casual fan, because if I do, what's going to happen is we all have this person in our lives who's going to start like poking us with their elbows and asking questions throughout the entire movie. Like if I had gone to see Endgame with my mom, I know for a fact that during the movie, she'd be like, yo, who's this? Yo, who's that tree? Yo, why is there like a bunny rabbit like going around everywhere? Like where's Superman or where's Batman? I thought he was in this. And we all know that can get really, really annoying. So you want to make sure that you're not going with some random casual fan. You want to make sure that you're going, you know, with some friends that already know what's going on, so that all of you can focus on the movie and have a great time. Now, another thing I want to talk about, which is not necessarily a spoiler, because I'm sure everyone's heard about it by now, is the fact that, you know, before the movie came out, there was a theory going around. Everyone knows what it was. It was the Thanos theory, or, you know, the Ant-Man and Thanos theory, where, you know, Ant-Man, you know, he goes in, that's how he destroys Thanos. Now, after the events of Endgame, of course the heroes are going to go back to their regular lives. Now, I know Ant-Man has his little security company, whatever, but just think about it this way. An alternate career for Ant-Man. How good would he be as a doctor? Just think about it. You need a colonoscopy, you need a prostate exam. What better person than Ant-Man? He could literally, you know, shrink down, you know, just, and he could like go in there, check everything out, make sure you're healthy, and make sure that your booty's all good, you know? And think about it this way. That would be the most extensive exam you've ever gotten. You know, he could reach places that no other doctor ever could. Just saying. Now, in terms of the movie itself, I'm not really covering plot points, but I'm just going to cover one thing before I go into my actual review of the movie, is the fact that there's been mixed reviews about one character in the movie, and I think we kind of all know what I'm talking about. It's Fat Thor, right? Now, personally, I loved Fat Thor. Some people hated him. However, I would personally like to thank Marvel right now, because they have finally made some realistic body standards for men. Think about it this way. When the first Thor movie came out, or when the first few Thor movies came out, so many people were like, oh man, I wish I could have a body like him. Oh man, I wish I looked like him. But think about it now. Now all of us can have a body like Thor. On a side note, ladies, if you're on a dating profile and someone says they have a body like Thor and there's not that many pictures, just know that that statement can now go a different direction. So honestly, I think Marvel is really appealing to the casual fan. You know, first of all, when we first saw his six-pack muscles, everything, we're like, oh man, that's like totally impossible. But now when we see Thor, we're like, oh my god, there's one of me on screen. Now, at this point, spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen the movie. And my first question for you is, why haven't you seen it? Like, what is wrong with you? However, going into the movie, there are a bunch of great moments in this movie. For me, it was personally, like I said before, a top 5 Marvel movie of all time for me. Now, I'm not going to go over all the moments because there's so many of them. I'm just going to go over some of my favorite moments that I really, really loved in this movie. Starting with Cap picking up the hammer. Like, that was just an amazing moment. You know, we've been building up to it since Age of Ultron. So seeing him finally lift it up and then also using it along with the shield to fight Thanos, that was just an amazing moment. Now, building off of that, the other moment that I really liked was when everyone came back and it was the Avengers Assemble moment. You know, this is something that we've dreamt about when we read the comics, and this is something that every single movie up till now has been building up towards, but to finally see it be achieved on screen was just amazing. It really, like, I had like goosebumps all over my body when I saw that scene. Another scene I want to talk about is the fact that, you know, when Dr. Strange comes back, he's really important in that he brings everyone back, but then when Thanos starts like trying to flood the place, the only thing I kept thinking through my mind was that stupid Flex Seal meme where it's like, I saw this boat in half, Flex Seal. And then I just kept thinking of Doctor Strange essentially being like Flex Tape or Flex Seal, where it's like water's coming down, it's just like Flex Seal. You know, you just see him, like everyone here is fighting in the corner, and then you just see him like water bending and trying to like basically stop the water from coming down on everybody. So I just felt like that was just a funny moment for me. It's not like it has nothing to do with the plot of the movie or anything like that. It's just something that I found like amusing. Now, the MVP for me in this movie was none other than Tony Stark, or Robert Downey Jr. He saved his best performance for last, and it was just downright amazing. Throughout the entire movie, every time he was on screen, he was like commanding the screen. And again, spoiler alert, when he dies, that was a moment where the entire theater went silent. Like, you could hear a pin drop in the theater. That's how quiet it was. But it was just an amazing moment to hear and see that performance, where in my mind I was just thinking, like, how does this man not have an Oscar? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But just a fantastic, fantastic performance by Robert Downey Jr. From, you know, Peter coming back and finally giving him that hug, to the whole end where he sacrifices himself to save everybody and just delivers the line, I am Iron Man. The line that actually kicked off the entire MCU to bring it full circle was just a moment that touched everybody's hearts. And, you know, I got a little bit emotional. I had tears coming out of my eyes, I'll admit it. And there were plenty of people in the theater just crying and bawling their eyes out. So it was a moment where every single MCU fan has been waiting for, and it was just a fantastic moment. Overall, the film was amazing, and of course there's a few things people can nitpick about, but I think this movie was just fantastic. I don't want to nitpick it because of how much I loved it. I'm sure eventually I will, but as of right now, this movie was just amazing. So like I said before, I know that I was gone for a while, but I am back. I'm going to be posting more regularly, so be on the lookout for more videos, and just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what to do.